I didn't want to cut you off. Okay, good. Welcome everyone to the Elimination Chamber review. We are your host, OddSmith311.
And Evil Penguin Gaming.
So,
Oh,
I guess without further ado, we'll jump right into it.
we have to.
So, as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a pretty similar consensus here. Not very impressed, but I have to wonder if the things that made the show unimpressive were completely the fault of all the performers or the crowd.
Nope. It was not the fault of all the performers.
Because I'm going to tell you, man, this first match, this Women's Elimination Chamber, I didn't think it was a bad match. Like,
This one wasn't a bad match. No, I agree. But I don't even think the crowd was so much out of this one. I actually have crowd notes written down for a different match.
Interesting.
But, okay, we had Sonya Deville and Bayley starting it. I really just I have very minimal notes for this.
Yeah, I mean, there really wasn't much to tell. I mean, it was a pretty straightforward. I liked the thing with Alexa Bliss and Bayley and Sasha. I thought that whole thing was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was fun.
And dude,
well, let's go in order here.
Okay.
Sonya Deville and Bayley started it. Mandy Rose is next, then Sasha. Sasha tapped out Mandy Rose, which made Mandy Rose, and I've heard it a ton of times already today, because I've already watched the Wrestle Ramble review. Mandy Rose was the first person eliminated from both the first Women's Royal Rumble and the first Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Oh,
so she will always hold the distinction of that loser, I guess.
Well, I guess it takes a little bit of the sting out when you consider that they didn't actually lose anything, but it's still... I don't know, you always have to question when they have a new person coming in like that, if it's a good idea
to bury them so early?
Yeah, I mean, they seem... And there's one... When this is said and done, there's an overarching thing I want to discuss that I really noticed about this show in general and the weeks leading up to it. And I really want your point of view because we have such a different dynamic as far as, like, you watch everything. You watch 205 Live, you watch Raw and SmackDown, right. Whereas I'm on the fringes. I get my information from reviews.
Or from me.
From you, reading, you know what I mean? So I would be interested. I have a way that I'm looking at things that I'd like to bounce off you later.
Okay.
To see if I'm off base or if there's something to it, because it's not a new opinion, but I haven't been as tied into it as much as you have, so it's not as informed of an opinion either. So we'll get that a little later.
Okay. So after Mandy Rose is eliminated, Mickie James comes in. She eliminates Sonya Deville, and then Bayley eliminates Mickie James. So let's see. We are down to Sasha and Bayley in the ring, and Alexa is the last to come in. Alexa tries to stay in her pod unsuccessfully because the refs open the other side, because I don't know if that's what was supposed to happen or they just weren't paying attention. I mean, it's probably what was supposed to happen, but it's like, if she's holding it shut, they should see this. Did they think the door jammed or something?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I just kind of took it with a grain of salt. I just was like, oh, it's just Alexa trying to be a heel.
Yeah, I'm sure it was all planned, but...
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a level of incompetence.
No, not at all. But no, like you were saying, with the chase, with them climbing and everything, I thought that was fun. That was a fun spot. And Alexa ends up on top of one of the pods with Sasha up there with her, Bayley climbing up after them, and Sasha kicks Bayley down. I loved the heel turn. I loved the rest of the match between them. I'm sure it's not going to stick. I hope it does, because I would love to see an incredible match between Sasha and Bayley at WrestleMania.
Well, I think it would give them... I think it would take their characters up a level that they sorely need right now, because Bayley and Sasha are interesting characters in and of themselves, but like with Bayley, a lot of their things that made them interesting are starting to fade because they've been around for a while. They need... I think Bayley and Sasha, I think it elevates their characters. It creates this conflict where it's not too, it's not a heel and a baby face, so to speak. This is, it's your classic, legitimate, pissed off, your buddy turned on you, and you're...
It's almost like a sibling rivalry.
Yes.
I mean, that's really the best way to put it.
Especially for anybody who, I don't know, I'm not super in-depth informed about it, but I know with their history with NXT and stuff, how close they were.
Have you seen that Iron Man match yet?
I don't know if I felt like I watched it when you... No, I don't think I did.
Oh my God, what a fucking match. That's the thing. Together in the ring, they can create absolute magic when they're against each other. They're so good against each other.
They were, dude, walking out, going away from that first Elimination Chamber match, I was like, I actually liked the match. I liked the things with Alexa. I liked Alexa anyway, but now I'm starting to really like Alexa because she gets it. She gets being a heel. She gets the chicken shit. I even liked her little thing at the end when she was doing her whole speech. And I'm like, oh, get ready for that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that because I absolutely loved that.
Yeah, but you're right. The story with Bayley and Sasha, I think that was the most interesting story being told in there.
Absolutely.
Alexa coming in last is a whole interesting thing in and of itself. But I don't think it outshone those two just beating the crap out of each other after teaming up earlier in the match. See, what I thought was going to happen when Alexa climbed to the top of the pod, I thought that Sasha was going to walk behind Bayley and roll her up and pin her real quick. I was waiting for something like that to happen, so that didn't happen. I was like, oh, okay. And then she kicked her in the face. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yep. So we had, after they had their little brawl, Bayley and Sasha are on the ropes. Bayley hits the belly-to-belly suplex, and Bliss pins her. So, I like the way it was set up because it shows that Bayley had that intent to eliminate Sasha.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, did it?
And then Bliss just kind of swooped in.
So she didn't, and it kind of creates that kind of interesting wrinkle in that whole story because technically she didn't eliminate Sasha, although like you just said, it was very clear that she was going to try to eliminate her.
Right. The spot of the match for me was when Bliss hit her Twisted Bliss moonsault off the top of the pod.
Oh, so good.
So good. And then Sasha turned it around into a bank statement, but they were outside the ring. So Sasha rolls her back underneath the ropes. But Bliss got out. Did she hit another Twisted Bliss? I don't remember. Oh, she did hit one with Sasha's knees up. I don't remember exactly how she got the pin.
Yeah, what did she do?
I don't remember exactly how she got the pin.
Because I remember rolling her back in after the bank statement, thinking, "Oh shit, maybe she's gonna lose here," and I don't remember what happened after that. I'm like blank. I don't think it was anything. It didn't last much longer after that. I know that.
No, it didn't. But yeah. Then the speech happened. I wrote down here. Bliss seriously breaks character and gives very emotional speech, then shows it's an act.
Oh,
when she turned that speech and immediately shut off the tears, I was like, that is good heel. That is beautiful heel work.
Dude, that was scary.
Because she got me. Did it get? I mean, be honest. Did it get you for a second?
Yes, because the longer it went on, I was expecting her to break that, but she didn't do it when I thought she would. She kept going. I'm like, oh, maybe she's just gonna. This is a special occasion, you know. And then she snapped out of it.
Right.
And it's funny you said that because that's what really sold it was that how she just stopped crying. Like it
immediately.
It's like was she really crying and she's good at stopping, or is she really good at fake crying? I don't know, you know, like that's why. Yeah, I look at her like her and the Miz are two of my favorite. Not favorites as far as like rooting for them, but as far as like the heel type characters.
Yeah, their heel characters are absolutely stellar.
Because I tell you, man, whenever the Miz comes on TV, I want to smack the shit out of him.
He makes you want to hate him.
And then to me, that's so impressive because I know he's not really like that. You know what I mean? Like, I intellectually understand that he's not that person, but when you lose yourself in that situation, and he's so good at, maybe that is a part of his, it has to be a part of his personality, like, because he is, it just, I don't know, man, the way he's, like, brought this, like, prestigiousness to the Intercontinental Championship that hasn't been there in a while, he treats it like it's important.
Right.
I think I told you, I went back last week. I don't remember why. I was watching his promo he cut on Daniel Bryan that one time. Oh my dude, fucking
the Talking Smack promo?
Yeah. Chills,
my
dude.
God.
That was if that wasn't real.
I still don't know if that was a shoot or not.
I think I would bet money, I don't know, that it's a combination of like he wanted to portray this certain type of message, but he probably was thinking about the fact that everybody calls his character a coward. He probably did start thinking about the fact that all the people told him he didn't belong in WWE. You know what I mean? Like he probably did tap into that real. Who the fuck are you? I think that's what Alexa did too. She was able to be human for a second, but she was also to say, "Hey, don't forget, I don't like you people."
Right.
And I did this by myself. And you immediately went back to, well, what a bitch. Which is why she's so good.
Right. So we... Titus Worldwide versus The Bar for the Raw Tag Team titles, and The Bar retained. That was that.
Yeah, dude, that...
Had absolutely zero interest.
And people believe me when we're telling you, we're not being, this isn't hyperbole. We're not like trying to just, be downers. This match was filler.
There was no build for that match.
No.
Oh, Titus Worldwide has had The Bar's number. Yeah. But why them?
Yeah.
There has got to be a better tag team. Because nobody cares about them.
No, man, and people do care about The Bar, and if they can't get that reaction out of the crowd working with them, they certainly probably don't need to be challenging for the belts. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The crowd was absolutely dead.
I thought they were dead for the first match too, man. And I kind of chalked that up to, well, it's the first match. Everyone's probably not there yet. Maybe. Right. But that ended up, being kind of a theme throughout the entire show.
Yeah. So I have written here, really cool visual of Nia smashing an Asuka mask.
That was pretty neat.
I liked that because it gave me, this match is coming up next. And now, all of a sudden, I remember that Nia is a beast, and I remember why I want to see this match.
Well,
It genuinely made me more interested to see the match.
I didn't even. I thought it was like a. I didn't understand at first what it was. I knew it was a mask, but I thought it was like a graphic on a screen. And then, like, when she stepped on it, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "That's a real mask."
What I liked about this match is that Nia looked strong through the entire match, and Asuka just got the fluke roll-up victory.
Yeah.
So they let her keep her streak intact for now, but I don't feel like it damaged Nia in the least. Especially when Nia put her through the barricade after the match.
Oh, Jesus. Dude, that made you winch watching it.
And the fact that Asuka actually they showed Asuka being helped to the back, I feel like it made Nia look even stronger.
Yeah, because that's the, what do they call her? The Empress of Tomorrow. That's the queen.
Right.
I gotta tell you, Matt, I wasn't impressed with Nia in this match. She looked really green to me, man. Like, it just seemed like she couldn't get her rhythm. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, and I've seen her work before, and she's so good at playing that big. It's just, I don't know. It just seemed off. Like, a lot of the stuff she did just seemed sloppy. And normally I don't. That's the first time I've ever watched one of her matches and thought that. Like, it just seemed like maybe she was thinking too hard about trying to be the monster. Because she did a lot of cool stuff that made her look... And maybe it's not her. Maybe someone was Asuka, too. Maybe that's not fair to say it. I don't know. She seemed just a little off to me last night. Not horrible.
That's the thing is, I didn't think it was... Like, I wanted to see the match. I know Nia looked strong, but the reason she looked strong is because of keeping Asuka down.
Yeah.
The way she looked strong, I didn't think was that great. Because she did try to hit a big, like the leg drops, and like she went for the bonsai drop. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And completely missed it. And, shit on the commentary team because they never once mentioned that it was the bonsai drop made famous by her cousin Yokozuna.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Why would you not mention that? Why would you not mention that?
Yeah, I know, man. You're right.
It's so fucking frustrating when you've got all this material at your fingertips and you refuse to use it. And I don't know how much of it is the commentary team or how much of it is the person in charge.
Well, see, man, that's kind of... I mean, you're actually bringing up the thing that I was going to bring up. The general question. It seems to me... I don't know if there's something going on in the higher up part of the company where there's a power struggle or something going on. Their booking lately has been fucking... not even awful, just so weird. Like... Erratic. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't... And I've heard people complain about that for a while, and there were always things I agreed with, but I didn't think there was a balance to me. There was always something you could complain about, But you could still... I mean, it was ups and downs. I don't know. But lately, especially going into this pay-per-view, I'm just like... This doesn't feel like the competent, strong WWE that I grew up with. This feels like... You have all this talent... in the ring. We talked about it, man. You watch NXT, and they're so good. And they come up to the main roster, and it's like they can't... and it probably is just Vince McMahon. I don't know. But they can't just leave them the fuck alone and let them do their thing. They can't let them be them. They have to pre-produce them and write everything for them to the point where everything is so wooden.
And here's the thing. when you look at this pay-per-view on paper,
Oh, dude.
every match had the potential to be absolutely phenomenal. Even the tag title match.
Wait.
Because if Titus and Apollo were built correctly, Titus is a huge guy. He's a great competition for somebody the size of Sheamus. And Apollo is so quick that he could avoid almost anything. If they would have built the match that way, instead of Titus Worldwide getting fluke roll-up victories or count-out victories or whatever they've been getting the past fucking month, that match could have been great. Nia and Asuka should have stole the fucking show.
Oh, dude, yeah. David versus Goliath, hypothetically.
The women's chamber match should have been absolutely incredible, because name somebody that's in that match. I mean, Absolution, yes, they're still kind of green. Bayley's awesome. Sasha's awesome. Mickey is by far awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Has been for years. And Alexa's awesome.
And the Absolution
They're all
girls,
so good in the ring.
They were good. They kept pace with everybody. I didn't notice.
And that's the thing, is I'm not saying the Absolution is bad.
Oh, I know what you're established talent wise.
They're not up to the standard of the other four.
Yeah, there's some big shoes, man.
And now we get to the next match. This is what killed it for me.
The Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy. If this program between these guys, if they let them have creative control completely over the program,
oh my god, dude,
it would be the absolute, not, and I don't mean just on WWE television. I think it would be one of the most entertaining things on television, period. Because how many people are into supernatural, paranormal, what have you, kind of beings, I guess you could say, like that. And they would, it would draw in so many fans if, once again, like you said, if they would just let them do their thing. But no, instead, we want beach balls and Rusev Day chants.
That was rough. They started chanting. I don't know why that struck me as being rough. I guess it's just there just seemed to be this contempt from the audience. I don't know. Nothing against Rusev Day. I know that's really over too. But it was just weird timing. Like,
and the thing is, this is a Raw show. A Raw show was chanting for SmackDown stars.
Oh, man, I didn't even really think of it like that. That's a good point. Shit. That didn't even occur to me.
Mm-hmm. It's like, we're so bored here, we would just want to wait until Tuesday and go see the other show. And SmackDown ain't been good lately. Let's be honest.
I caught the Wrestle Ramble review from this week. They made that abundantly clear.
Yeah, SmackDown has not been good lately. But that's neither here nor there right now. This match had the potential to be absolutely fucking incredible.
Dude, this should have been a spectacle. This match
if this doesn't... I mean, they're going to have to do something at WrestleMania. There's no doubt about it. Because on Raw 25, which the quote on Wrestle Ramble and Wrestle Talk is, it's not canon, because it was a special show. Raw 25, Bray won. And then here, Matt won. Are we I'm hoping to God that we see something at WrestleMania with the return of Jeff as Brother Nero. I hope Matt's wife gets involved again. They had such a big thing going on TNA that they have not allowed yet in WWE.
But do you know
but
anything?
It was because Matt had complete creative control in TNA. Do I know anything about what?
Is there some legal issues behind the scenes with
It's all done. It's all done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been done since about the middle of last month. But if Bray, or if this happens with Matt, if Jeff comes back and Rebby comes in, what are they going to give to Bray? They can't give him Harper and Rowan back because the Bludgeon Brothers are way over right now.
Yeah.
They can't give him Strowman back because Strowman is the most over monster that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude, Strowman's a subject right now worthy of his own freaking show. It's watching him grow over the last couple years and seeing how much better he's gotten and how well he's taken that ball and ran with it.
It's crazy. But, what are they going to give to Bray? Are they going to put Bray with Matt and Jeff? I've seen that as a suggestion quite a few times.
Holy shit. Well, it seemed like at this point that would make more sense.
It might.
Because I don't understand. Whoops. I don't understand with that.
They don't understand where the hell they're going, seemingly.
Because I'm watching it, once again, I'm watching it with kind of a different perspective, where I've heard a lot about this broken Matt Hardy and stuff. I've never really seen anything from it. This is like one of my first times seeing it. And I'm like, I can see where this would be interesting. And I've seen what Bray can do. Some of his programs, that program he had with Cena, it wasn't the wrestling or anything that I liked about it. It was the story. It was him breaking Cena down and making Cena, you know what I mean? Like, make Cena down himself. That was interesting. There's nothing. This is like two little kids going, we got to put a match together. Oh, these two are weird guys. We'll make them fight each other. With no, like you said, if you're not going to give them complete creative control, then at least have enough respect to write something comprehensible and effective.
Which is absolutely not happening.
It's amazing. It's amazing these booking situations right now. I mean, there's just not enough I can say about how, almost every match I find myself either me saying it or you saying it. Well, if they would have booked this right, if they would have booked this, and let's be clear, neither one of us have ever worked in the wrestling industry, and there's probably a lot of stuff going on we don't know of. Fair. On the other hand, we're both intelligent adults, and we've been watching this program more than 2/3 of our life. So let's me in the middle a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I've ranted before about my feelings on the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar thing, and they killed the pay-per-view for me last night, just like they killed the last one, because they could have took a. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, but this whole booking thing with these guys, it's like they're such interesting people. Why isn't this working?
Just do it better,
or let them do it.
Right. Then you had the Ronda Rousey contract signing.
Ah, yes.
Which went pretty much exactly how I expected it to go. You had Kurt Angle and Stephanie and Triple H. I didn't expect Triple H to be in the ring, honestly. I expected it to just be Angle and Stephanie. Which I think would have worked better, honestly, if it had just been Angle and Stephanie. And then as soon as Kurt started saying all this stuff, Triple H's music hit, and he stormed the ring. I think that would have worked better.
Yeah, that would have added a sense of like urgency to them trying to like, oh shit, shut up. Like,
Right, exactly. That's what it would have added, was the oh shit moment. Because let's face it, everything needs an oh shit moment.
Man, I think when Stephanie hit Ronda, I think that was an oh shit moment. Because I legitimately had a reaction to that. Like, I legitimately was interested on what was going to happen. And the way that Ronda stopped and just froze. And that combined with the audience's reaction, and Stephanie looked freaking scared. Like, she... I thought it was a cool moment.
Oh, yeah, she looked terrified.
Yeah, and she probably should have been, because it looked like... I mean, obviously Ronda Rousey's freaking tough as nails, so she probably told her, hey, just blast me. Still.
Right.
Because I tell you what, when she looked back up, I was telling my I think it was my nephew I was watching it with, I'm like, that giggly, happy, excited to be here person was freaking gone. Yep. And she looked like, I would not want to deal with that woman right now. Like... And she picked up Triple H and threw him for that table. I was like, dude, that was sweet. That was cool.
That was a straight up belly to belly suplex.
Yeah,
that was great. But it's setting up the mixed tag match at Mania.
Yes.
So and now at least we think we know who Rousey's partners are going to be. It's if it's not Angle now, who the hell else is it going to be?
Yeah. Yeah, especially this close to the whole thing. I
mean, so after that was the men's chamber match. WWE does stand for Walk with Elias. Period. Because I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy.
Dude, he has a good connection with the audience, man. People just really... I watch my live. People just are really just taken by him.
It's just like I said before. You know, everybody hated Rusev until the Rusev Day thing started.
Yeah.
Everybody hated Elias until he started the WWE stands for Walk with Elias. It's a gimmick. People want a gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guilty of it. You know how much. Happy Rusev Day, by the way.
Oh yeah, happy Rusev Day. Rusev Day.
I mean, I know I'm guilty of it, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Am I a mark? Probably. Do I care? No. Because why would I care what other people... If other people... Because I have plenty of friends that don't watch wrestling.
Mm.
That's why I try not to post about it on like Facebook or anything too much. But if I do, and somebody doesn't like it, too bad. You know?
I mean, dude, it's I understand how people cannot like it, I guess. But to me, it's so entertaining that it's like... A lot of the complaints I've always heard about it throughout my life are so inconsequential. And it's almost like people go out of their way to find a reason not to like it, instead of just being able to say, hey, these people are over the top. And I think, back in the Monday Night Wars, there's always a big root of that discussion is the realism of the character. I became... Instead of Diesel, it was Kevin Nash. Instead of, Razor Ramon, it was Scott Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Austin was Black Trunks, just straight up. So I think it's not so much that they want... I think, like you said, the gimmick's a good word, because if you go back right before that in the WWE and stuff, you had, what was it, the Minotaur, or the Mantar.
Duke the Dumpster
Josie.
Nails.
Bob Holly, the, race car... What was he? STP?
Sparky Plug.
That was insulting the intelligence. But when you got...
Isaac Yankum.
That was kind of funny, though. Good old I Yankum. I think when you look at a guy like Elias or someone like Daniel Bryan, and when you look at what they did to get over, I think that's become there's been a really good middle ground found now, where you have these people. These are real people, and they're connecting with the audience. These gimmicks are their way. It's almost like a secret handshake. It's almost like how you and you have an in joke between you and someone else. That's why it's connecting. It's just enough of a gimmick to be eccentric and to be kind of esoteric, and it makes you feel like you're connected with them. But it's not so over the top where you have a freaking guy run out dressed up like a minotaur with giant hooves.
But you know what gimmick is that over the top?
What's that?
You've seen Velveteen Dream?
Oh yeah.
But you know what? People love him.
Well, it's like Bray Wyatt's a good example.
Oh yeah.
Undertaker, he did the biker thing in that, but then most of his career he was connected to a supernatural type character of some sort.
I think the American Badass phase was something I'd like to forget.
Yeah, it was a weird time in the company.
Yeah, it was. Oh, so
again, I have kind of minimal notes. So, Miz, Balor, Seth Rollins started the match because it was a 7-man match. The biggest chamber in history. It was more chambers than ever.
It's the same chamber with more people, with one more person.
I really wish they would have added an extra pod. That would have been funny. Just like lower it like a shark cage.
Hell yes. Have it come down out of the sky right down in the middle of the cage. Mm-hmm. Put Braun Strowman in there. Make him seem really entertaining.
Yup. Beautiful. Cena came in next. Now, what I liked about... I actually really liked Cena in this match. Because he seemed to be working heel the whole match.
Mm-hmm.
Because he came out of that pod and he looked at Seth Rollins like, you got one over on me on Monday. Now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sound redundant, but a Cena heel turn would do so much for him.
Well, I think with him... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, a Cena heel turn, he doesn't need to become like a freaking dastardly villain type of heel, like a Kevin Owens or a Miz. He needs to do what he was doing last night. Just turn it up a little bit. He's a natural smart ass. To me, John Cena is not a wrestling face right now. Like, he's a face if you consider everything he does, all the charity in that, yeah. I don't see him as a face. I don't really see him as a heel either. To me, Cena's this weird entity where he's like...
He's a tweener.
Yeah, like I don't know if... the only reason I question a full heel turn for him is just because I don't know if he has the personality to be a believable heel like that. Now, being the smart-ass, loudmouth, running people on the ground, he's good at it. And I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
It's the same as Austin.
Yes.
Austin was a tweener most of his career. In WWE, anyway. WWF, actually.
Even when they did stuff like... I remember when he saved Stephanie McMahon from...
Mm-hmm.
They did such a good job. Everybody did such a good job selling that. The announcers, Austin, Stephanie, like... Because they really sent a message. It was like, okay, Austin's not a horrible human being, but he still don't like you. I mean, like Stephanie, this doesn't make everything okay, but I'm not gonna let you get sacrificed or whatever. So,
right,
they did a really good job. But yeah, because the one time they pushed him in full heel, nobody liked it.
Right. The best part of that when they pushed him full heel was the backstage segments on SmackDown between he and Kurt Angle and Vince McMahon.
Yes.
some of the best comedy
Yes.
I've ever seen come out of that company. So
Here, Bruce Pritchard talks about those skits, man. He says that a lot of that stuff was like just done on the fly, like
I don't doubt it.
the little guitars or the little hats and stuff they had. He said Austin bought those at an airport and brought those into the TV that day. And was like, "Oh, I found these at the airport," you know.
That's hilarious. So Reigns came in next after Cena came in. Then Strowman came in. No eliminations. But this is when Braun started going absolutely nuts. Number one, this was I want to say this was the first time there were ever 6 men in the chamber at once with no eliminations. I could be wrong.
That seemed weird.
But I don't think I am.
Yeah. I think that was the first time. Didn't they say something?
Go ahead.
No, I thought, didn't they say something on commentary about it, or am I thinking of something else?
No, you're thinking of something else, and I'll tell you what you're thinking of here in a minute.
Okay.
So first, Strowman eliminates The Miz. Then it's time for Elias to come in. Doesn't happen. Elias closes his pod door because he was smart. Because I mean, who would want to get in there with Strowman?
And that little byplay with them, how Strowman would just keep coming up and staring at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, like, that's great.
So then you've got Cena, Reigns, Balor, and Rollins on Strowman. Strowman kicks out of a 4-man powerbomb, then the attitude adjustment, then the spear from Roman, all in succession. This spot was fantastic.
Oh, dude, it's so fun. Everybody in that ring was so good, like, at what they were doing, man. I mean, to me, like, I remember watching it, and this is one of the first times I heard the audience start to, like, really get... They were slow at the beginning, but toward the end, there started being some cool shit where I don't think you could help but pop, you know what I mean? Like you said, with the stuff with Strowman, because he also, didn't he end up taking a curb stomp and a...
That's what was next.
Okay.
Because it was he ended up outside the ring, out on the padding, and that's when he took the stomp and the coup de grace. And I don't really recall what happened between those 4 after that, but the next thing I have written down here is Elias comes in and tries to pin everyone.
Yeah, he did. Well, because Strowman laid everybody out. I think it was after everybody tried pinning him. He kicked out. I think
when he kicked everybody off from that power bomb. That was like, I am Braun, hear me fucking roar. I loved that spot.
Which I'll give him credit. We can say with the one about booking, but their approach to building him as a monster.
Their approach with Braun has been better than their booking of anyone else.
Yeah.
Because Vince McMahon loves big, sweaty men. Period.
God damn it.
Oh,
that's
but then.
Sorry.
That's when Cena was the next one eliminated by Strowman, and of course, Cena gets out and looks all sad, like,
dejected.
Oh no, I'm not. That's the word I have written here is dejected. Good word. Like, I don't have a clear path to WrestleMania. But oh wait, I'm John Cena. Of course I'm going to be on fucking WrestleMania. Like, really?
But I'll give them credit, man. I thought they did a good job, like the announcers and stuff, of trying to push that. I mean, yeah, he'll end up there somehow, I guess, but it's not the normal way of getting there. Normally, it's just
Right.
he had some program. He challenges somebody to a big fight. They talk some shit and they have a match.
Right.
This is more like This is more like because it is only what about a month or something like that. Not they don't have a lot of time.
6 weeks.
6. Well, okay. Well, they have more time I thought, but
6 weeks.
they
So, 2 more eliminations from Strowman, being Balor and Seth Rollins. Strowman has eliminated 5 men, which is the most ever in an Elimination Chamber match, because in any other Elimination Chamber match in history, if one person would have eliminated 5 others, that would have made them the winner.
yeah.
I think that's what they were going for here. I could be wrong, but I mean, that's the way I would put it over, is that if this had happened in a regular 6-man match, Strowman would be on his way to WrestleMania right now. He'd be going up against Brock, and it would be another god-awful WrestleMania main event. I have 0 use for Brock Lesnar. I'm just going to say that. 0 use for Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he needs to move on, man. If he's not going to be a 100% like in it, because what it is people know when he's going to come and go anymore, and it gives you bookends. It makes it so predictable. Oh, well, he's not renewing his contract, so he can't win the championship.
And what the hell happened to the 30-day title defense clause?
The same thing that happened to match time limits and TV time limits and stuff. Instead of using them as elements to tell the stories, they just streamline everything and get rid of all that crap.
And they were all such huge deals back in the day, and that's what, when just take WCW for example. When you would hear David Pinzer announce a 20-minute time limit, and then he announces 15 minutes have elapsed, you knew that these guys in the ring were like, oh shit, I've only got 5 minutes left to beat this guy. Especially if it was a title match.
Oh yeah,
how many times did Flair and Steamboat go to 60-minute draws?
Oh, dude, countless times.
It's insane, and that was such great storytelling, and that is what I miss about the product today. Now, in defense, there was that gauntlet match last Monday, which was the best storytelling I've seen on WWE television other than NXT in a very long time.
I need to go back and watch it.
It was so good. You do. You absolutely do. Because it was so good. Rollins looked so incredibly defeated after Reigns. And then he went on to beat Cena. Then he lost to Elias. But he was in the ring for 1 hour and 5 minutes, which is the longest anybody has lasted in a match on Raw. Ever.
Also,
25 years.
He had just pinned John Cena and Roman Reigns.
Exactly. And okay, another thing. How many times have you heard Jericho say, I'm the guy that beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the same night?
Many, many times.
Will you ever hear Seth Rollins say, I pinned Roman Reigns and John Cena, not just on the same night, in the same match?
I think it's possible you'll hear it in a specific situation, but not the way that Jericho was using it to build heat. It might be used once, like as a jab in a promo one time or something like that. I don't think it's going to be like a theme. Like don't forget I beat you
won't
guys.
Be. They won't make a big deal out of it like they made it such a big deal out of Jericho. And that's what it kills me. Because it's phenomenal storytelling.
But I'd tell you what, that match, I watched the Elimination Chamber match. I really enjoyed it. For all the reasons, I liked how the thing with Elias, I liked all the stuff that was going on. And you know what I'm going to bitch about?
Yep.
Roman Reigns should not have won that match.
It was...
And I shouldn't... That's not the right way to phrase it. That doesn't sound right.
The predictability going into the show was off the chart. Because, I mean, did you really think that Alexa was going to lose her title?
Well, I felt like I knew the outcome, and I did, to every match that happened. There was absolutely... It was the same thing with the last pay-per-view. There's nothing... What I think should have happened is I think Strowman should have eliminated everybody except Rollins. I think Rollins should have won it. I think they should have done a spot where Strowman's going to charge Rollins, and he gets out of the way, and Strowman just fucking decimates one of the pods or something. Or even they rig it up to where maybe he doesn't just, break the plexiglass. He makes the whole thing, collapse. And now you got a Strowman who's pinned all these guys, and he's been in this match for all this time, and he just had this huge thing happen. I think everybody would have been happier, because I think you still would have made Strowman look strong. You still pinned everybody, including Roman Reigns. You got 6 weeks to get back to Roman Reigns and Lesnar if you really need to have that. I think Rollins Reigns would be a better match. I would much rather see that. I think those two on a WrestleMania program. I think if there was some, I know it's not going to happen, but if there was some way they could eschew the Brock Lesnar element, I would much rather see something. If it has to be Roman Reigns, I would much rather see him going against someone like Seth Rollins, who's going to be around, who he has real history with, and who no one's calling it. And we've known every step of the way since 2 years ago what's going to happen with him and Lesnar. No one cares. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it'll be a great match. I liked their last match. I thought it was a good match. I like every match I've seen Roman in. But I'm not invested because his course is laid out, and everyone knows what his course is. And I've said it before, you can end up at the same destination, but you can get off the path. And you can take people for a ride, man. That's... Jesus Christ. I mean, show a little bit of effort. You know what I mean? I remember when...
Well, and now here's the thing. I agree that Roman shouldn't have won the match. What I think should have happened is to get to Rollins and Reigns at WrestleMania, I think there should have been major heat between them within the match. Seth did turn on Roman in the match before he was eliminated, or before Seth was eliminated by Strowman. I think you get it down to 4 guys. You get rid of Miz, you get rid of Elias, and you get rid of Cena. You get it down to 4 guys. Now, this is after Braun has eliminated the 3. You get it down to Braun, Rollins, Reigns, and Finn Balor. Take the heat between Rollins and Reigns. Reigns is getting his comeuppance from when Rollins turned on he and Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect place to get your payback. Not only from when he turned on him and Ambrose, but from when he spoiled his WrestleMania 31 match.
Ah, yeah, good point.
And won the title with the Money in the Bank. So You have Reigns turn on Rollins instead of what did happen with Rollins turning on Reigns. That gets Reigns the heel heat that everybody wants him to have. Braun ends up eliminating Rollins and Reigns both after they go absolutely crazy on each other, using the pods, using the chains, using the floor. So you've still got Braun looking strong. But now it's down to Braun and Finn Balor. And do exactly what you said, just with Finn Balor. Have Braun go like through the pod, destroy the pod, and Balor wins the match. That way, Balor finally gets his shot at Lesnar for the title that he never lost.
Yeah, and I kind of like that better because it also gives...
That way you got the Rollins, Reigns, and Balor and Lesnar coming out of that, and you've got Braun looking super strong. You've got 3 programs ready to go post Elimination Chamber into WrestleMania. Just do it better, WWE.
All I keep thinking, I'm like, man, do they not realize that if they could figure out a way and have Reigns get eliminated here, I don't know even how to put it. Like, I know if I saw that, it would restore a lot of... It's like when Triple H came back and helped Owens win the belt from Rollins.
No one saw it coming.
No one. No one knew it was going to happen. There were no rumors about it. I'm sure maybe in the deep, deep wrestling web, someone had heard of something. Maybe. I know Owens knew about it. I know Rollins knew about it, and I know Triple H obviously knew about it. I don't know if Stephanie knew about it. You think she might, but I don't know, man. Like, that'd be cool if she didn't.
And that's what I would love, is if they would keep stuff like that so incredibly tight-lipped. To where, because you can't tell me that WWE doesn't purposely leak stories.
Oh, no, man.
So they can try to swerve people afterward.
Yeah, but what's the point of doing that if you don't... What's the point of leaking the stories if you do the things you say you're going to do without the swerve?
That's what I don't get. That's why I say, just do it better.
And think about it, man. Like, almost anybody winning that match over Lesnar. As weird as it sounds, as strong as Strowman was, I just don't feel like Strowman winning that match would have been... I think because of how strong they made him look, doing something with someone like Finn or Seth, after all this other stuff he's been through, even Elias, shit, I don't know, Miz. Just you imagine that? Miz chicken shitting his way through the match and then tricking, he watches Seth Rollins and Roman beat the hell out of each other and then he takes advantage of it. And then he chicken shits his way into getting Strowman to crash to the pod and knock himself out and gets the pin. Oh my god, dude, everybody would freak. They'd boo him out of the building in a good way. Like, everybody would be freaking out. But it's like, oh my god, who thought Miz was going to win this, man? Everybody knew Roman was going to win it. And that's, back in the day, man, when that shit happened, they would change their plans on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, if the local newspaper got a hold of, like, when Jake the Snake, you listen to the Jake the Snake something to wrestle with, right?
I think so, yeah.
When he was talking about when he was going to go to WWE and he was supposed to drop the belt, and a local reporter got a hold of it and ran the story. I don't know how.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, they pulled it off somehow to where he kept the belt, and then he cut this really, like, I don't want to say passive aggressive. He wasn't directly saying it at the guy, but he was making it known kind of promo, like. And I'm like, why can't they do that now? Where's that sense of outrage of like, oh, we'll show you.
Well, and that's the thing they could have done. If they did exactly what you said with Miz going over in that match, then Miz could have such the incredible cockiness
because of his incredible heel work that he puts his WrestleMania title shot on the line in a match the next night on Raw against Roman. And then Roman wins, and then we still get Roman and Lesnar at WrestleMania. But we took the fork in the road, just like you said.
And I'd be okay with that, because I wouldn't be surprised. I still wouldn't be surprised, but I would have been surprised. And that would have been worth... It's kind of like when Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental belt at WrestleMania a few years back.
Yeah, and then lost it the next night to The Miz.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish he would have held it longer, but no one thought he was going to win it.
Right.
So it was cool. It's a cool moment, because you go in, you have expectations. You know, it's like watching a TV show and you've never seen the episode before. You don't want to be able to predict everything that's going to happen all the way down to the last. You know, you want a little bit of storytelling. You want twists and turns. You want, okay, we're going to get to the end here, but in the meantime, what a ride, you know.
Well, I mean, and you could look at movies the same way. Sorry to anybody who hasn't seen Episode 7 of Star Wars, but if you haven't by now, what the fuck is your problem?
Spoiler alert.
Who the hell expected Han to die?
I don't think anybody did.
No one saw that coming.
And it was a gut punch. It was a beloved character. Yeah, he was older, but still, like, it was his son, for God's sake. I mean, oh.
Yeah, no one saw that coming. Why can't WWE be more like Star Wars?
Oh God, don't say that. Wrestling fans are already bitching enough as it is. Star Wars.
Star Wars fans.
Star Wars fans have about ruined Star Wars for me, man. Like the movies and stuff. Anyway, I've gone back to reading the old Legends books and stuff. Like, I was overall so happy with the new movie, and then when I started seeing the backlash from it, I was like, wow. Are we watching the same movie? Huh?
Braun, after he was beaten by Roman, tell how happy I am about that.
Yeah.
Was obviously very displeased. Power slammed Roman twice and then put him through a pod. Sent the crowd home happy. But what's going to happen tonight on Raw? Does anybody know? You know, I know Roman is supposed to go face-to-face with Brock. Yay.
Yeah,
because we haven't seen that a ton of times. But what's going to happen with Roman? Or with Strowman? I hate that. I hate Roman and Strowman. Broman, yep.
I heard some weird shit about he's supposed to be feuding with The Miz. I'm like, after last night, I'm like, that's not... Because I was talking to my brother, and I said, you know, Miz has the Miz Taraj, and he's a little chicken shit heel. So in a way, they could probably, you know, be entertaining together. But then after watching last night, I'm like, dude, I don't think anybody would buy the Miz or the Miz Taraj taking on Strowman. Like,
they've already done it. See, what I've heard is that there's supposed to be a three-way feud for the Intercontinental title between The Miz and Balor and Rollins, which I could get behind that.
Oh yeah, you know, you're gonna see some great matches out of that one.
But there's always, the last few years, like 2, 3, 4 years or so, been a ladder match at WrestleMania for either the Intercontinental or U.S. title. So I'm waiting to see what's going to pan out from that. And if it's for the Intercontinental title, The Miz is going to be in the match. And if that's what you do, putting those three and maybe a couple other guys in the match, I'm okay with it. Who doesn't love a good ladder match at WrestleMania?
I'd be down for that.
Especially when it's for the Intercontinental title. WrestleMania 10, hello. The end-all, be-all of ladder matches, just because it was the first one, and It it didn't set the bar. It is the bar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, they're when you look at who was between, I mean, two of the greatest come up frequently in every conversation about the greats. So I mean, it's not a surprise.
Michael Hickenbottom.
What
a fucking name.
Michael Sean Hickenbottom, right?
Yeah.
It's like Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. It just
So
sounds
creative.
so weird.
But did you watch Raw Talk?
What's that?
After the pay-per-view, did you watch Raw Talk?
Oh no, I didn't. I gotta start streaming right after the pay-per-view.
Oh, you should have. Cena cut a pretty cool promo about, I don't have a clear path to WrestleMania. I have to start looking at myself and being honest. Do I have it anymore? I'm 41 years old. Blah, blah, blah. But he ended it by saying, in order to get my WrestleMania match, I may have to go outside of what is proper etiquette here in the WWE.
Interesting.
So what that tells me is that, and most people wouldn't have picked up on it, but he did say, talked about his physical well-being being as good as it's ever been, and he doesn't limp to the ring, i.e. a shot at the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Which he also did in a promo saying WrestleMania brings legends back from the dead. Also a shot at the Undertaker.
Well, hell, go back to when him and Roman were going back and forth. What did he say about the Undertaker? You beat up... He didn't call him a has-been. It wasn't nothing that, like, quite that bad, but it was like, you beat up a tired veteran at the end of his career or something like that. I was like, oh, whew. God
At least
damn.
He didn't say a midget in pink.
A midget? That guy's a jerk.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what we mean, you obviously don't watch TGW. And to you, I say, why?
You're missing out, man. Trust me, our booking is much more entertaining. Especially with,
Yeah, it is.
especially we're coming up upon SummerSlam.
Well,
it's gonna be a beast.
Battleground is this week.
Well, I mean, okay,
Yeah.
I just meant in general. Like, I always
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
I just think of it as quarters. I've always have. I grew up with the big four, so.
Yeah.
Man, you're right though. Battleground
'cause
is tomorrow night.
Well, no, Battleground is Thursday night.
Actually, I think this might be. Yeah, never mind. But if you missed it,
Oh, wait, are we putting this up after Battleground?
oh yeah, never mind. You've already watched Battleground, and if you haven't,
Let's hope you've already watched Battleground.
go back and rewatch it. What are you waiting for? God. No, it's a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah, it is.
You're gonna see Bret Hart and Dusty Rhodes, a dream match of mine, among other things.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm curious to see what happens on Raw tonight. Yes, we're recording this on Monday. To those of you who aren't paying attention,
We normally actually like to do them right after the thing, but unfortunately, it didn't end a little bit after 11:30 last night, didn't it?
it was late.
Yeah.
I had to go to bed. I had to go to work this morning. I have a real job. Ooh, hang on, I dropped it. Okay, sorry, I dropped you. But yeah, that was Elimination Chamber.
I hate to say it, man.
Who cares?
I like the last few. Well, Royal Rumble wasn't bad. Royal Rumble was good. And the one before that was kind of too.
Let's clarify. The Royal Rumble matches were good.
Okay, yeah. Actually, that was a pretty entertaining review too.
The rest of the card with the Monster Mash for the Universal title.
It was definitely a match.
It was a match. There were three big men, and exactly who we thought was going to take the pin took the pin.
Yes.
Predictability. Gotta love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our WWE Elimination Chamber 2018 review. I can pretty much guarantee once we in TGW get to our Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in a few months. Let's see. We are about to conclude month 4. So our Elimination Chamber would be 7 months from now. Holy shit. Wow.
It seemed like a long time, man. This first 4 months have kind of flown by.
7 months from now until Elimination Chamber. But on a brighter note, Hell in a Cell is only 3 months away. Because Hell in a Cell will be our month of October. So, yeah. Actually, not even 3 months. It would be 12 weeks. Because we go by weeks, not months.
Yeah.
If we wanted to go a full year, we would have to go 13 pay-per-views instead of 12, like it should be.
I think we're good.
Do it better, WWE.
God.
Take lessons from we in TGW. Being
Evil Penguin Gaming and
OddSmith311.
And you can follow us on Twitter at TGW734. You can like us on Facebook at Those Guys Wrestling. You can follow me on Twitter at EvilPenguin1981. And you can follow my tag team partner on Twitter at OddSmith311. You can search for us on YouTube. Yeah, that. By searching Those Guys Wrestling. And this is going up on Banana, right?
What's...
It's going up on Bananarama, right?
Yes.
Or is it going up just on YouTube?
Well, you'll see it on YouTube and under the TGW Facebook page, under videos.
Ah, okay.
Yes. And the TGW.
Well, you can search... Damn it. Something fell over. But yes, you can search for us on YouTube by searching Those Guys Wrestling. You can search for our home channel, Bananarama TV, on YouTube by searching hashtag Control Freaks.
We're usually the top entry at the top of the page. Go to our channel, or go to BTV and subscribe, and check out featured channels on the right side of the page. Look for Those Guys Wrestling. Drop us a subscribe. You can catch episodes of TGW Raw and SmackDown, as well as past PPV events, and all of our other reviews we've done for the last few months. You can also find us on Facebook under our video section, so no excuse not to listen or watch.
That's right, and hopefully we'll get into some regular topic podcasts here in a little while, because I'm sure I would like to discuss. I think the biggest thing I want to discuss is tag team wrestling and the lack of great tag teams right now, because there's just not many.
No, it was such an integral part of the federation when we were growing up. It was just as important as the single stuff.
Exactly.
You know, the tag team belts were they were lauded. They were sought after. You know, people wanted. There's a big. God, WWE's had some of the best tag teams of all time come through there.
Yep. So for OddSmith311, I am Evil Penguin Gaming, signing off. And as always, we have been counted down 1, a 2, a 3.
Good.